All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are on this beautiful planet. Welcome to the Inner Circle live pre-New York session. I'm your host for this morning's session, Benny Allen, along with my awesome partner, Mr. Ryan Carthage. And we're definitely happy and grateful for each and every one of you being here with us this morning as we take a look at the technicals and the fundamentals to see what we can take advantage of in this Forex market. So without further ado, let's make sure that we turn off any and all distractions, grab a pen and paper, take lots of notes, and let's make sure that we participate and engage. If everybody can hear me loud and clear, drop me a big number 1 in the chat. Let me know that you are all ready to go this morning, and we can get this session on its way. All right, I see some good mornings in there. Kay, Beneath, good morning. Appreciate it. All right. Okay, I see the one coming in. Okay. All right, Ryan. All right, so let's jump out of here. And always, right, we must remember our foundation, and that is to take massive action. Let's make sure that we are accepting all possible losses before entering a trade, preparing you for any outcome. Let's make sure that we center ourselves in body, mind, and spirit, ensuring a balanced approach to trading. Let's make sure that we continue to trust in our education, our strategy, our trading skills, and our intuition. And let's imagine our trades successfully materializing. Let's make sure that we obey our trading strategies, avoiding decisions based on greed or fear. I know that can be tough sometimes. And let's make sure that we're never looking back or stopping once your trade has commenced. If everybody is ready to take massive action, then that means we are all ready for this morning's session. All right, so I'm going to close this out, go over to the Forex Factory, just clicking back to yesterday, and the big thing right at 2 o'clock was the FOMC meeting minutes. And right, no surprises, right? We can see Fed concerned about cutting rates too soon, right? And that's what everybody got from the meeting minutes. Okay, so it just continues to play to the Fed's narrative, right? Of course, they're always concerned about, over tightening or doing things too long. But right now, the concern is about cutting those rates too soon. And so that was pretty much the consensus across the board from the Fed meeting minutes. That there was a time where there wasn't as much transparency, years and years ago when you talk about the Federal Reserve and central banks. I think they've all done a pretty good job. It's just my opinion of being more transparent, year after year. And so this is nothing different than really from what they've been saying. So no surprises there really in regards to the FOMC meeting minutes. Moving on to today, right? We've got European, right? So French uh, uh, flash manufacturing PMI, services PMI came through, right? Not quite at that expansion level yet. We were talking about these type of numbers with the New Zealand currency, with the businesses. See here that anything above 50 represents, right, expansion. But we're not there, but it came in above forecast. Forecast is 43.5 and 45.7 respectively. Came in at 46.8 and 48. So came in higher, right? When you talk about French manufacturing PMI and services PMI, right? So if we click on this, right, anytime you need to know, for those who may not know, I think everybody in the group pretty much knows that you can always click, right, and find out exactly what it is, right? So we can see here above 50 indicates industry expansion, below indicates contraction, right? And so we can see here is a survey of 750 purchasing managers, which asks respondents to rate the relative level of business conditions, including employment, production, new orders, prices, supplier deliveries, and inventories, right? So checking the overall health of the economy, these reports are important. So not over 50, but an improvement from the last report. So that's good news out of the Eurozone, at least when you talk about France. But when you look at Germany, right, you've got the PMI came in for services pretty much right on target, and then you missed it here in manufacturing. Okay, came in at 42.3. So mixed data. You can see here with the pound, well, here the flash PMIs, right? Europe, you can see overall for the euro, for the zone, services came in at 50, came in above. So that's right there, right? And then we can see here that the flash manufacturer came in just slightly below, right? So I'm liking what I'm seeing out of the Eurozone. We can see here that the pound came in pretty much right on forecast for services, and then it missed slightly, right, for manufacturing. So we can see here where we look at the final core CPI year over year. Okay, still above that 2% target, but we can see it's way down for what we were going through before with that global inflation. All right. And so here we've got ECB at 7:30, should be coming out here shortly. We'll get something on it released at 7:30 for the monetary meeting minutes, right? So that's going to be important for the ECB, just like it was for the FOMC. Okay. So you can see that the ebbs and flows month after month, the same reports coming through, right? Which is why we look to follow those ABCD waves technically. You can see every week, right? You have that cycle of reports every month, okay? You can see these reports coming out. And if you go back through the training, you'll see when we talk about in our fundamentals training, we talk about these main reports, okay? These main reports, core retail sales, right? So we've got that 8:30 for Canada. We've got unemployment claims for the United States. And then at 9:45, we've got flash manufacturing PMI and services PMI. So you can see the cycle, right? All the PMI data coming out of the Eurozone, coming out of Great Britain, and now you can see it's going to roll through to the United States. So the ebbs and flows of the market. Okay, so we'll see what happens, right? We'll see what happens. We got retail sales Q over Q 445 for New Zealand. And then we actually have an FOMC member speaking today at 5 o'clock. So busy day. You got 7:35 FOMC member Waller is speaking. Not sure what that's going to be on today. Not sure what either one of those topics will be for the FOMC members. Okay, so that's that for Thursday. Switching over to trading economics. Okay, we can see Eurozone private sector contraction eases, right? Which is what we were just talking about. We got the Nikkei, right, coming in at a record high. So got these indices, right, still rocking and rolling. We're seeing a bit of a correction with some, but you can see the Nikkei hits a new record high. So people are just moving right along. So you can see here UK private sector output growth 9-month high, right, which is what we saw. So that's good news for some of these currency pairs. Any questions on anything fundamentally so far? It's a lot going on towards the last part of this week, like Ryan was talking about yesterday. No?
No, sir.
Good morning, Ryan. How are you?
Good morning, bro. I'm doing well, man. Doing well. How about yourself?
Man, doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. It is Thursday, which means tomorrow is Friday. You all know I love my Fridays.
Yes, sir.
So yeah. So anything that you might have picked up on yesterday or overnight? I know we've both been pretty busy. So
No, man. Nothing. Nothing additional right now.
okay. All right. That's that. So let's see, we have some other folks join us. Make sure you got control of your microphone. We're all good. All right. Going once, going twice. Any questions on the fundamentals once again? Okay. All right. So moving over, taking a look at the DXY, right? Looking at the daily charts, got to make his mind up, right? It's got to make his mind up. So move down, right? We're holding at that daily support level here. What was past resistance becoming future support. So it's just bouncing around, right? Can make things a little bit tough to trade. Zooming in here on the 4, right? We can see where it's just right. kind of ranging, right? Had a huge move up, and now we've almost taken back 100% of that bullish candle. Okay. And so we'll continue to watch the dollar's price action. I think it maybe we test support. Maybe we continue long, right? We've got a 4-hour stochastic in the buy zone. We'll see. May bounce around that level for quite some time. So that's the DXY. We'll see how we got some important data coming out today with the PMI numbers. Okay, we've got unemployment claims too. So we'll see if we can, get a catalyst, right, to get things moving for the dollar. But right now it's bounced around a little bit tough. All right. Any questions on the dollar? No. No.
No, sir.
All right, everybody. So let's move into these charts and see what we've got going on, right? I have been exercising all of my patience in the month of February. I will tell you that. So holding strong on a lot of these. So let's take a look at this this Aussie CAD, right? And we were talking about this yesterday. Okay. Right. And we were talking about this 88,745 level, okay, which was a past support level. Let me zoom in. Right. Past support level is acting as resistance here now in the future. So we were talking about, hey, let's keep a close eye, on this level. We'll see if price is gonna break above it or move down. Right now, right, we've had a bullish week. But you can see here prior, see, look, we moved down, now we're correcting back to the upside, right? So we're in a correctionary phase. And so it has not closed above that 88.74 level. So as we move down through the charts, we just continue to track it. Right? Continue to track that price action. Okay. So we can see overall, right, there has been a bearish move that has gotten range bound within the AB boundary. And you can see here we've got a sub-fib on this daily chart where price has pulled back. There's that 88.74 level. We got just around that 61.8. Our daily stochastic is in the sell zone, right? And you can see here where we're starting to, right? If we close out the day lower, then you're going to have a daily resistance level to come in. Okay. We're going to have a daily resistance level. So this is still key. This is still key. So I am here on the 1 hour. Okay. I am short, right? We talked about this yesterday. I am short on this pair. We're below this 88.74 level. Now, I have some concern. I did this up wrong with my colors. Hold on, oops. Messed that up. Now, should we get above that level? Then hey, maybe we continue. This is meant to continue long, but right now it's holding below that level. So my trade idea is short right now. Okay. Is short, right? And so far, it's holding below that level. It's within our AB boundary here on the 1. It's bounced back today, right? So it's doing this thing back and forth, but I am still overall short, right? So we're testing the backside of this inner trend line that got broken, and we got a 1-hour stochastic that's back in the sell zone, right? So we've gotten a decent pullback here. Okay, decent pullback. Let me put a fib on this. Right. Yep. So we pulled back to a 61.8, came back to retest the trend line that it broke. And so you've got a D extension that'll come in there. Right. But the overall move, the 1 hour, looking for it to move back down. Right. And that's the trade idea, right? I'm thinking holding at this level, I could be wrong. That's why we have risk management, right? It's a trade idea. Okay. The one thing I can control is my analysis, right? Doing my homework and my risk management. The rest, I don't control. I don't control. So that's my idea there. Okay. Now we got a boost in Aussie as of late. right? We got that push to the upside. Okay, so I know when I was reading Ryan for the Reserve Bank of Australia in their minutes, there were some people that were looking at the possibility of a rate hike, because they're still not out of the woods yet in regards to their inflation. Nobody is, but there were, a little bit different from the United States, where it's pretty much across the board. Like, we're going to hold rates, but we're not looking at raising rates. Whereas with the Reserve Bank of Australia, there was a possibility. There was some that thought about the possibility of a hike, but they decided to hold, right, to get further data. The concern there is the wage growth, right? So when you got that high wage growth, there's always the possibility, right, of higher inflation, because when wages grow, people spend, right? So that's what I read up on that, Ryan. I don't know if you had read anything about that too.
Yeah, I saw that as well. I saw that as
Yeah.
well. So that makes the conversation interesting to see uh, what that data comes out and what it looks like as we move forward.
Yep, for sure. So we'll continue to keep an eye on it, right? So it made the run, right, and pushed us to a high price. I just decided to take this one short. So we'll see how that plays out. Any questions on the Aussie CAD? No? All right. So I'm gonna let that one run. Right. It's a decent risk to reward on that one. Okay. Find enough of those. We said over and over again, you will make money over time. Right? You will make money over time. Okay. And when you have, right, that type of risk to reward, right, not a 3-to-1, slightly over a 2-to-1 there. Okay. So that's that. Even better if you had another position that you added at the 786, which I did notice. Okay. So that's that on the Aussie CAD. This Aussie Swissy, man, it's bouncing all over the place. Right, made good progress to the downside. Uh, and now we're pushing up. So we know overall against the Swissy, right? It's been bullish. Okay. Swissy's been weak as of late. We can see here on the daily. So what we're looking for is a correction, right? But you can see it's trying to move to retest the high. So this one, right, started to move down, right? Hit that 236 level again, and we moved up. So I'm still in this one. It's a 41 pip move. I hadn't moved my stop or anything. So almost back to break even. So I am going to go ahead and let that run and see what happens. But that one is still in play. Of course, if you're looking to trade with the trend, then you're looking for a low price anyway, right? As the Aussie one, again, has been weak. So we're looking for a correction to the downside, right? So once that makes this move, right, to that 61.8 level, if that's what it wants to do, right, up against the trend line, maybe look to buy it, right? But I actually took a shot at this to the downside, and we're just bouncing around. You're in at 57.88. Yep. So you're slightly up still. But that one, oh man, nothing's ever for sure. But I'm like, man, that one's moving nice price action. Then we got that bounce today. So we'll see if it wants to turn back over. Smaller move, right? 41 pips. So it was like 10, 11 pips away, and then it turned over. So let's see how it goes. Any questions on the Aussie Swissy?
I noticed this week the Swissy look like they've been dipping their toes in, um,
Mm-hmm.
and it's showing strength around like in the New York session, and I thought that was weird because a lot of times they're more strong in the Asian section. So yeah,
Yeah, it's just been it'll eventually shake out. It's just been a lot of back and forth, right? Especially with the speculation of these Fed moves, these rate cuts and stuff like that. Always with the Swissy, you're talking about, you know, what they're doing with their foreign currency reserves and things like that. That plays a huge part in the strengthening and the weakening of the Swissy. And they do that a lot of times to combat against, energy costs and things like that, for the citizens. So we'll continue to watch that. A lot of times, like I know traders who don't even trade the Swiss franc because the central bank there plays such a huge role, with people use the word manipulation, but they do what they have to do, right? They do what's best for their currency. So we'll continue to see, right? So it's a pullback, right? We're wicking out. Let's see what happens with it. So yeah, a lot of things like this going on in the market right now, but it's cool. So that's the Aussie Swiss. Any questions? Decent move down out of the zone, right? So you can see why we played that zone. But the path in which it takes to get to that target, right, is different. It's different every time. So that's that. No questions. All right. Gonna keep it moving. We're gonna keep it moving. All right, no questions. I see that in the chat. All right. So let's move down, take a look at the Aussie yen. All right. So this one is just right. We know that we are long, right? No brainer on that. We're getting towards that D extension on this one. All right. It's ABCD move. And so this is a prime example of what I mean by this is super green and yellow. It must be doubled up. Yes. Okay. So this is what we mean by, hey, we don't control the path in which it takes to the, to get to the target. Like look at the consolidation, look at the breakdown to the level, how it tested that daily level at 95.47, and then look at how it took off. Okay. So that's gonna hit that target. Okay, so you off that level, that's over 300 pips, everybody. Okay. And so what we were looking for here on the one, which we didn't get at all, it just kept running. We were looking for a pullback, right, to either add to the position that we've got running or to get an initial position, right? And it didn't swing at all, right? So this was the previous fib that we had to set up from, and it didn't swing at all. So this, I'm going to go ahead and take this one out. So we didn't even get a low price on that one. It just kept running, right? Which is cool. Okay. So now we're in the 80-20 zone. 80-20 zone here, right? Clean this up on this new fib. Okay. Same thing over and over again. Okay. I am looking to continue long, right? So we're in the 80-20 zone. Of course, we could play that. I am going to, right? Here we are, it's that 4-hour 1.618 extension. There. I am going to get rid of this. If we do get this to drop, which means it would have to come back below that monthly level at 98.60, I'm going to look to play this the same way, this yen. Okay. Is it due for a correction? Yeah, right? We can see how it kept running long, right? There was no pullback. We didn't even get a 236 there. It held right at that daily support level, and then it kept running. So I still keep my same discipline, right? If you take a shot at the 80-20, we know how to play that, right? So we're in the 80-20 zone here. Okay. You either putting your stop either putting your stop above the high, swing high, or the D extension, right? Okay. Like so. Okay. The framework is beautiful. So if I'm looking to counter trend trade that back to the 382, I'm either waiting for additional confirmation, putting my stop above that swing high, wait for a trend line break, cloud break, whatever your confirmation is, or right, I'm keeping a wider stop, knowing that if it doesn't hit that D extension, we're going to look for a correction. Very simple. Okay. Move back down. Okay. 382 target. $382. Okay. TP1. And then we have TP2. Right? If I'm looking to get long, now I'm just going to look for this price to move into my buy zone. And I'm going to look to take it. It's the same game over and over again. Now, either it gives you your zone or you don't. So technically right now, or it doesn't, I mean. So where I'm at right now, if I'm counter trend trading this is my zone. Back to my 382 or deeper. Okay. If I want to buy it, there's that extension. Okay. I want a discounted price. That's all we do when it comes to the fib. That's it. So you have to decide, right? Do I play this 80-20 back to the downside? Okay. Right. 50 pips back to that TP1. Or do I wait for the low price, pass on that, right? And look to get long? It's 100 pips to the 1.618 on this fib. And at that point, with that pullback, you'd be 128 pips away from that 4-hour extension. That's how we play it. Any questions on that? Keep it very, very simple. Right? So for example, if we pull back, right, and we look to buy it, and we put our stop below the A, at this point, 98.15, what's my stop? 97.81, it's 34 pips, right? 34 pips. If I take it to this extension here, we'll give you 2 levels. Okay. So I'm gonna pull this out. Okay. There we go. So this is my play here. 99.16. My entry is 98.15. All right, looking at 101. We carry that same move. We say, you know, we're gonna hold to that D extension for the 4-hour at that 4-hour D extension. Right. So that's 99.43 minus our entry at 98.15. It's 128. That's it. That's it. If price takes off from here and goes long, now it all comes down to your trade plan, but based on how we teach it, right? Now you can twist it around however you want to, but if it goes long from there, do we buy that? Yes or no?
No.
No, right? So first answer is right. Well, it depends on your trade plan. Second answer is, well, if my trade plan is to buy at a 61.8 or deeper, of course, it's no. Right? The answer is no. If I'm counter trend trading that, that's my zone. Okay. To get back to that 382. But if I'm trading with the trend and I'm looking at this 1 hour chart, I need to wait for a low price. If you don't get it in your zone, you don't take it, right? Originally, we had one drawn up on this previous fib. We didn't get it. So we did not take it. You're either going to be right or you're going to be wrong. What constitutes whether or not it's a good or bad trade, it's not necessarily the win or the loss, it's whether or not you stuck to your rules and your trade plan. The challenge is whether you're trading an 80-20 or whether you're trading a C to D move, is holding the trade. Anybody have a problem with staying in trades? Drop me a 2 in the chat. You have to speak up if you don't feel like it. Right? Right. That's what costs us, right? Not sticking to our trade plan, buying when we shouldn't be buying, selling when we shouldn't be selling, based on our rules. And then once we initiate the trade, right? Once we initiate that trade, not staying in the trade. And that's where we don't make gains. Even if you're trading at 10 cents, one micro lot, there's nothing wrong with that. Even if you're in a demo, there's nothing wrong with that. What's the rush? Whose timeline are you living by? Right? Who are you trying to prove something to? And why? Right? Besides yourself. Okay. So that's the Aussie yen. All right. Moving on. I want to take a look at this Aussie NZD. Okay. This one bombed, right? So overall, right, we know, right, with the New Zealand, we talked about that yesterday. Kicked in, got strong. Ryan, that report came out on a Sunday, by the way. I don't know if you saw that. That report out of New Zealand
Nope.
that we
I
talked
didn't see that. Nope.
we talked about. That one snuck up on me. The one we were talking about yesterday, the Business NZ report. Yeah. So that one came out on a Sunday, but this is moving bearish, right? So we were looking for the correction play on a one, and it was moving, right? But then, right, we got tagged, right? So some of you might have been stopped out on that, adjusting your stop, but this one took a nosedive. So I don't know if that one's gonna hold. That one may continue to move down. But it was our TP1 level, made good progress out of the zone, right? And that's how it goes sometimes, right? It's up 82 pips. So some people may have adjusted their stop. Some of you might not have. But then it just collapsed, right? It just collapsed. So if you adjusted your stop, you're stopped out by now. But if you're still in it, right, we haven't quite gotten to that stop yet, right? That's a 59 pip stop. So that was a bit of a bummer. It was making good progress, but we've seen this happen before. So no surprises, right, in this group, right? So if you were looking to continue to short, we didn't hit our sell zone, right? So we wouldn't have been selling that, okay, based on the rules. All right, so we'll see how that continues to play out, but I wanted to make sure we covered that one, because that one's been all over the place. Good progress, 80-some pips, and then it collapsed, took it all back. So, yeah. So as much as I've seen it, I still don't like it when it happens. So that's the Aussie NZD. We know overall we're bearish. We were hoping for a larger correction, right? That's that. Any questions on the Aussie NZD? Okay. All right. Aussie dollar. So this one is right. We know it's going to hinge on what the dollar wants to do. So long time ago, right? We noticed, hey, we've got an evening star, and it was moving down, and now we're correcting. Okay, so from the weekly time frame, we don't have a swing low yet, right? But we've got this bullish move now on this Aussie dollar. So we can see where it's moving down. Look, H6 pullback, hit daily resistance at 68.47. It's a longer term swing, and we can see that we're moving down, right? That was actually 80-20 on this subfib. Okay, so we're moving up in the zone. Maybe we move back up to test the 66.40, meaning that we're holding above that 65.40 level. Okay, so here we are on the 4. Right. 65.40 level and bring that down. 406 down, right around the same range. Okay, so we may be in for a deeper pullback on the 4, which means most likely, right, if that were to occur, this would fail. On 1 hour would fail. But this is where we are right now. So I was playing this from the 1, and we can see that I'm in it. I'm slightly down right now because we kicked back and moved higher. But again, this is going to depend on what the dollar does. We'll see what happens with the data for the U.S. today. Okay, see if we get a catalyst to push it either way. Right? But as long as it doesn't take out that A, it has no choice but to go my way. Right? If we do push to that 66.40 level, then it'll stop me out. Right? But it's high in the zone. Right? There's actually an opportunity to add another position there at the 786 level. Because I didn't set a limit there. But 1 hour stochastic is back in the sell zone, so we'll see how that plays out. So I'm fading the Aussie on this one, right? So we'll see what happens. Any questions on this Aussie dollar scenario? All right. So let's see what happens with that. Okay. All right. That's the Aussie dollar. click it through. Want to take a look at the Swiss yen. I mean, it's the I'm sorry, the CAD Swiss. So here we are still on this same move. Let me put this back. There we go. Right. Right. So don't forget about this one, right? If you're sitting in it, okay, because we are, making good progress on that. So this is up still, right? Now it's ranging in between those two levels. But right, we're over 200 pips on that move, right? First target is 339. Okay. So continue to watch that one. So just wanted to check in on that one real quick. You can see we're range bound now. Okay. Well, we can see we're at the bottom of this range, and we see if we can get a continued move up. So let's see how that plays out. Okay. If you're out of it, you took your profit. Okay. I would totally understand it's up over 200 pips. But right now, we've got past resistance becoming future support. We're in a range. I wonder if we can get that move up to break that 65.52 level. Any questions on the CAD, Swissy?
No, sir.
Your TP hit that you had? All right.
Yeah,
Good.
I was in it before the call.
Got it. Got it. We're dropping some sevens in the chat. Right. Anytime we get TPs being hit, that makes me feel good. Right? So that's good. That's good. That's a good setup. Great work, Joey. All right. So let's take a look at the CAD yen. Overall, right, we're still moving long. Okay. We got above that monthly level. Still trying to get to that daily 932 pip target. Okay. So this one's just moving right along. So we've been right. Okay. We've been right on that. Okay. 4 hour. Got a new AB boundary. Right. On the sub fib. Okay. Get these out of here. What's going on? Right. So we're swinging. Okay. Took back pretty much 100%. Now we're moving along still. But here's on the one. Okay, is where we were looking for the move. Okay. And haven't gotten price to fall where I needed to fall, right? Okay. Being disciplined. Being disciplined. I need this price to move down in order to buy. Okay. I need it to move down in order to buy, in order for it to fall into the zone to give me the proper risk to reward for either an initial setup or to add to the position. We need it to fall, right? So this one is still in play. See if we can get that correction to move down right into that zone, right? We have to wait, right? If you're looking to make that play on this 1 hour CAD yen play. Any questions on that? All right. Let me bring what happened on this level. Bring this 114 target down. All right. So that's close. So I would love to have a pullback and then continue on to that target. Okay. You'll be over 343 pips at that point. All right, that's the CAD yen. Moving on to the Swiss yen. So we know overall we're long, right? The whole idea was to chase this monthly D extension. We are getting ever so close to chart. Something, right? But we're closing in on that target, and this is the 1 hour play here. Okay, so we're still long, right? I've been having a lot of issues with my charts lately, with them not like with my fibs not showing up, at least the way they were. And you know what? But I think it might be for me doing stuff on my phone too.
The phone definitely gives us some issues on the back and forth. And depending on it's weird. I've been getting a notification saying the fib wasn't able to populate on a particular chart. So I think when you run them on like a lower time frame and then you go to switch to a higher time frame,
Uh-huh.
it it uh it doesn't translate them like it used to.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. It's weird what's going on. So I was thinking from there, like, am I the only one? But I don't know. But I know I was playing around on my phone yesterday looking at charts. So I think that's why this one got messed up. But yep. So maybe another patch that they need to make with the software with all the upgrades that they're doing. So we'll continue to follow that. But anyway, this is the switch in, right? The 1 hour play, right? So we got the correction. We got 329 to that target at 172.65. So we need to get beyond that 171.45 daily level, which you can see here that it's struggled, right? It's struggled. But I'm looking forward to continue to move long to that target. So that's your shorter term target there, and then your longer term target in the higher time frame. So we got quite a ways to go, but we're making good progress. Any questions on the switch yet? Anybody involved with this trade to the upside?
No, I didn't pull a trigger on that one.
No. All right. So even though the Swissy, has shown some weakness as of late, the weakest one in the basket is the yen when you see this, right? It's even making progress. The Swissy is even making progress against it. So 1 hour stochastic is back in the buy zone. So we're looking for that to continue to move, right? Just set it, let it go. Set it and let it go. This one, this Euro Aussie, I missed I had it set up, but then I missed the trend line break. So, which I guess it didn't make a difference because it can't make his mind up. So I'm watching this range on this Euro Aussie here, right? So we broke and now we're right back retesting. So not too much on it, but this is stuff. There we go. There we go. Right. So this has been moving up for quite some time, but now we're just stuck in this range. Right. This is the overall range here that I was looking at on that lower time frame. So this continues to bounce around. It's not doing nothing right now, but it may get progress out of the zone. So nothing too much doing on that. It's just kind of just pausing, right? Just pausing. Okay, this has been a bit all over the place, but that initial break was huge. And now we're just moving sideways. So that's the Euro Aussie. Checking in on the Euro CAD. Right, so here we are here, okay? 4 hour 80-20. We got right up on that TP1, just missed it, right? Ran into daily resistance, but you can see here how it's trying to move up. So you got a consolidation and a breakout, And now we've got this slight pullback. Okay, we've got this slight pullback here. So what I'm looking at is this is a 1 hour play, and it's right on the edge of my buy limit there. Okay, ranging. Okay, nothing nice at all right there right now. But as long as we stay within that AB boundary, doesn't take out the A, I look for it to continue to move up. So that could be a decent play there. So just moving sideways right now. Posted this one to keep an eye on. We'll see if we can get a continued move to the upside. Any questions on the Euro CAD?
No, sir.
All right. I want to check in. Look at the Euro Swissy. So this one has been moving long, right? Bounced around for a while and it finally started to get the momentum, right? We know it came into some all-time lows and then it started to pick up. Okay, started to make the swing. Okay. And some of that data coming out of the Eurozone, right? It's giving it some momentum. And we can see, right, how it's swinging. Okay. We see how this move. Beautiful ABCD wave. And we can see now, right, what we were looking for, which I don't know if we're going to get. Right? So I was looking for a correction, held at that 94.72 level. Didn't get it to pull all the way back. Right. So right now, missed this one. Right. Didn't get it to pull back and continued. So we'll continue to watch it. Right. If we hit that D extension, then we'll wait for the reset. All right. But just wanted to review this one because we posted this one coming out of the weekend. We couldn't get it to break that 94.72 level, and we didn't push to a low price. So not in on this. Right. It's moving pretty good. Right off that level of 56 pips, but not my thing. All right. So that's the Euro Swissy moving bullish, but we need to wait for an opportunity. Any questions on the Euro Swiss?
Nope.
Hi, Rennie.
Hey.
Hey, I wanted to know what really causes price not to pull back.
Just momentum, right? Buyers have control of the market. Just a lot of buying activity, right? So what happened was, right, you had eyes at this level. What is this? 94.72. That's a daily support level, right? So it just caught bids, right? Buyers came in and just took the market back over. So it's just telling you when you don't get a deep correction like that, it just tells you that the buyers are really in control of the market. So we have the direction right, which most traders fail. A lot of people think it's risk management, but most traders fail a lot of times because they can't get the overall direction right of the market, right? So we've got direction right. We just don't have our zone getting hit, right? And that's happened on a few of these. That's just how it goes, But we always say the first rule is to preserve what? Capital, right? So if it's not in your zone of trade, you stay disciplined to your rules, right? Unless you have something built in where you can take trades like that. But that's all. It's just short. There's just strong buying momentum and a strong demand for the euro, and you got less demand for the Swiss franc right now. So that's all. I try to keep it as simple as possible. You got more buyers, right, than sellers when you're talking about this pair. Right? Hope that answers your question.
Yes, and thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Right. So overall direction is right. There's that swing. We've been bullish. Okay. That's the daily fib that I brought down. Right. And we've been bullish, right? We tested that trend line and we've been moving long, right, to the upside. So just looking for an opportunity to get in. And you can see how strong the momentum has been, right? So we're not getting here early, right? But you're not really getting any deep corrections on this moving long. Okay, you got a 382 there, 236 there, and sometimes that's just the way it goes, right? That's why we just in this group, that's why we just don't look at and trade one pair. We look at multiple, right? And take the same approach to each one. So that's the Euro Swiss C. We may hit that D extension there. All right. So that's that. I don't even know. Did we even get it on a lower time frame? I don't even think. I don't. Let me see. No, we didn't. It had the same type of reaction there. Yeah, it's been all over the place. So that's that on the Euro Swiss, Euro JPY, Euro GBP. I'll take a quick look at that. This one, my original play has stopped me out. Jeremy played it brilliantly where he put his stop right below a key support level. So his held and it made the swing. But you can see, right? So the previous fib here, this previous AB boundary failed, right? It hit my stop, right? But Jeremy had his stop below monthly support and he got it to reverse, right? So he hung in there on that trade and it went and it moved up for him. But now we're kind of moving into the zone, right? So 64 pips. And so I don't know if that's going to have more upside potential or not, right? But we'll see. I don't have a play on this one right now. And I'm not in or a buy or a sell. So that's the Euro GBP. Looking at the Euro JPY. Right. So just moving long. Right. Right. Just continuing to push long. Look at that. Right. This gave you everything. Right. This is one that you studied, right? Beautiful 80-20. It's the 4-hour chart. And then look what happened when we push deep into the zone. Yeah. And it's just those psychological battles, right? It's just like, man, like there's no way, right? After a major move to the downside. So think about it. And that's the beauty of understanding the Fibonacci sequence, how and seeing the big picture and not getting caught up in the weeds and understanding how markets move, right? So it's like, man, this is bearish forever, right? It's 1,000 pips. There's no way. It's the end of the world. But understanding how the sequence moves, combining technicals with fundamentals, understanding what the situation is in regards to the monetary policy with the Japanese yen. Then you understand that, yes, we could get to the zone and see price reverse. Why? Because fundamentally, I'm bearish on the yen. Everybody follow me on that? Drop me a 3 in the chat. So this is why, right? We say, hey, we trade certain zones. We like deep corrections, 61/8, 786 with the trend. Okay. We trade our 80-20. See that? And we stand by that. Okay. We didn't get it on this fib, this previous fib here. Right? But we got it on this fib. That's the Euro JPY. Moving in, taking a look at the 1 hour. Just continuing to move towards target, right? That one just missed that 786. I thought it hit it. Fib still active. That's moving to the D extension. That's it. All right. So we're looking at this pound Aussie, right? Still doing the dance in the zone. So we got below that level. Okay. Got below that level. Now it's hanging in there. This has been a crazy one, right? This has been a crazy one. So because we're just ranging. Daily stochastic, way oversold again. Right? It's finding a hard time gaining momentum. Right? This is where are we at? This is a 30-minute. Okay. So we're still just bouncing around. Right? Bouncing around. So think about that. If I'm trading at a micro, okay, small account, I'm trading at 1 micro. Right? On this original setup at the 61.8, you're looking at I'm risking $13, $13.60 for a shot at $41.90. That's the game we play, right? Push deeper in the zone, right? So you make an adjustment on that. But that's it. Right? That's that. It's that simple. It's that simple. Set your charts up, let the trades come to you. We are out of time. I did have a few more that I wanted to take a look at, but we won't have time for it today. I actually had to get on the road. I got some traveling to do. Ryan, anything before we wrap things up?
Great session, sir. No, sir.
All right. Any questions from anybody before we close out this morning's session? No? All right. Well, hey, everybody, enjoy the rest of your day. Make it a great day, and we will see everybody tomorrow morning, 6:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.